My name is Kyle Butelezi, your host. Welcome to another episode of the Money Capital Podcast. And today we are talking about an interesting subject around the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce. Is that how you say it, Kholofelo?
Yes.
NAFCOC. It's an organization that is more than 50 years old. Mr. Kholofelo Mbowani is going to tell us more about that organization. It's a black business organization that's been around for many, many years. It's an organization that contributed to the liberation of South Africa. And hence, in 1996, this particular organization, they were given an opportunity to participate in the mainstream economy through shares in a company at the time called Tsogo Sun. But I have Kholofelo Mbowani with you. Today he's going to tell us all about, NAFCOC and why this organization is still relevant today. And also we are going to delve very, very deep into one of the biggest BEE transactions, which is worth about 2 billion rand. Unfortunately, today, NAFCOC has absolutely nothing to show for that 2 billion rand transaction they got in 1996. Kholofelo Mbowani, former finance manager of NAFHOLD, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Butelezi. It's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I'm intrigued by your text. Thank you so much. And indeed, my name is Kholofelo Mbowani. Indeed, I was a finance manager for NAFHOLD from 2009 until 2015. So I was the finance manager of NAFHOLD. And indeed, I was from Deloitte background, and then I was the auditor of NAFHOLD. Of NAFHOLD during my time doing trainee at Deloitte. And as a result, I get to interact with Mike Leaf and Mbowani and other NAFCOC people. I feel the organization. That's a natural of me.
Explain to us the difference between NAFCOC and NAFHOLD. Maybe for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, maybe they don't understand the difference between the two.
Okay. NAFCOC is, as you indicated, is 60 years old right now. That we started in 1964. And the main objective from it was quite simple. Which is supposed to be simple. I don't understand why it's not simple. It was an advocacy group for black business, especially disadvantaged black business, so that can be part of the mainstream economy. So to be part of the new South Africa in 1994. The era from 1964 until probably 1994 was just, apartheid time where NAFCOC was trying to mobilize black people to be not be discriminated in participating in the economy. So it's an advocacy group. In simple terms, a chamber of commerce is really a group of people with the same agenda of not be discriminated in persons by one monetary capital. So when it was formulated in 1964, the first president was Dr. Richard Maponya.
The late
Maponya. And he actually started, he used to be National African Chamber of Commerce. It was not F initial. So the National African Chamber of Commerce. So he served for 2 years at NAFCOC. And then later
NAFCOC.
Later, Dr. Mzoyani became the president for the group 24 years, and then he ended federated in the NAFCOC that we know. Basically, federated meaning that is united all the black people to be part of the same voice, and in a very difficult time of economy where apartheid was very harsh. But you can imagine 1964 is when Nelson Mandela was actually arrested and for a life imprisonment in Robben Island. Not 10 years, 6 of life imprisonment. So the caliber of people that we had by then, the form of Dr. Mzoyani, Richard Maponya, Achim Goyeni, they put their life on the line against apartheid, system that the black people are able to operate in the township, although we're not allowed to go to the suburbs, but they operate like the taverns and all that stuff. And to prove a point, the Lake Mbowani eventually succeeded in, creating, establishing a mall, Mbowani Mall. So it was just to make sure black people are part of the economic system. So NAFCOC is a chamber of commerce to advocate the interests of black people. So the only difference is that with NAFHOLD was purely an investment arm of NAFCOC. If I can give a typical example, the Chancellor House is an investment arm of AEC. Smaller, similar to NAFCOC. It's a purely investment arm of NAFCOC. So the irony is that even NAFCOC and the Chancellor House, they were in the same trading center in Viergave. So you could see there's a bit of similarity right there. The address of the same,
Okay.
Yeah, so Chancellor House was,
But why, if there's just so much rich history with NAFCOC, as you painted the picture, why the voice of NAFCOC in the economic landscape today in South Africa is almost non-existent? You hardly hear NAFCOC saying anything about everything that is happening in South Africa today.
Mr. Utelezi, this is actually too quite sad. But what I can tell you for a fact is that when you're running a relay, you carry a baton in your hand. So the person could be running very fast and keep the next person to finish it. But if the last person doesn't know what's the purpose of running, clean the relay, the baton, the entire thing will fail. The entire coup of 4 runners will fail. So what's happening right now is that I think NAFCOC lost the baton. That was carried by Dr. Maboya, Dr. Mzoyane, Reverend Tongwane, and those are the key people that they were carrying the baton. Right now, NAFCOC doesn't have a voice because of one reason. It's been amalgamated, consolidated into what they call BBC. And as a matter of fact, I did make a call to the current president of NAFCOC during the SONA. I did ask him, I never saw you being interviewed as a NAFCOC representative. And he did tell me straight that NAFCOC, he will not contradict himself with the umbrella body, BBC. So as a result, NAFCOC is voiceless because if it's consolidated into BBC, then how they're going to talk? Because this answer was that they're going to contradict themselves. So NAFCOC has lost the baton as part of that. And that's why the baton is taken by BBC, is taken by Busa. It's also taken, even FAPCOs, they have a voice somehow, so it's what it is. So we lost the baton right now. I think can reclaim it, basically. Yeah.
I think we'll talk about that one at a later stage, maybe as we are going to make this one a series of discussions. But I want us today to talk about the NAFCOC transaction, which is one of the biggest BEE transactions in the history of the democratic South Africa. And I heard that this transaction was worth almost 2 billion rand. Unpack that for us. How was this deal structured? Why NAFCOC were the beneficiaries of this transaction, and where we at in terms of that transaction?
Okay. Before I answer that question, I need to give credit to my mentors, Mr. Bakalief and Reverend Mbowani, because they were the people that were actually mentoring me. I get to learn a lot about NAFCOC transaction, this massive deal. With Tsogo Sun through Mike.
Explain to us who's Michael Leaf.
Michael Leaf was the CEO of NAFHOLD. He was at Deloitte as an employee time before he joined NAFHOLD on full-time basis as the CEO of NAFHOLD. So he was the Secretary General of NAFCOC before, I think, 1993. So later, Reverend Mbowani as my mentor and my boss right there, he actually put Michael Leaf to come and join NAFHOLD on a full-time basis to become the CEO of of the answer number of NAFHOLD. Okay. So, in a way, NAFHOLD's balance sheet is there in the public domain. Is the major asset is the Tsogo, and it was the
Tsogo Sun.
Tsogo Sun, yeah, which is purely an FPV, passive investment, because it was not a dividends purely, but was more capital appreciation, and the asset grew up very high at a later stage.
Unpack that for us. I think many people do not understand what capital appreciation asset and maybe just so a bit slow there.
The capital appreciation is was that the real policy of ACI was truly retaining most of the dividends so that it can cover the debt within the ACI and also to cover the operating expenses.
So it is one of those typical B transactions.
Yes.
Where you rely on the asset appreciating.
Yes.
And then so that you can cycle with that.
Yeah, basically that. So then remember ACI was getting money from Tsogo, and then we have to get money from ACI.
Okay.
So as a result,
ACI, HCI.
Yeah,
they were
consolidated.
Yeah, consolidated. They were the shareholders.
Yes.
At Tsogo.
Yeah.
And then NAFHOLD at the time, they were part of that consortium.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
So, and then when Tsogo was paying dividends and was getting into the hands of HCI, and as a result, because money was on the over to NAFHOLD assigned dividends, that's appreciating pay.
Okay.
Massively. So in a way,
so what was the initial stake allocated?
25%.
25% was for NAFHOLD.
Yeah, in HCI.
Yeah. In HCI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that allocation was effectively held until the last day.
And what was the last day?
The last day was I think that's after World Cup. 2011, somewhat 2011. Yeah, so the actual transition was actually disposed of. And I mean, the disposal, it was 1.2 billion, not the 2 billion that people are saying. So 1.2 billion, and the structure when the payout was done was in the form of 500 million in preference shares and 700 million in cash.
In cash.
Yes.
So this is now the time when HCI bought out NAFCOC or NAFHOLD.
Yes.
Do you know the reasons why they were bought out or told to leave HCI?
No. There's no like particular reason. The fact that the political side of it, they comprehend that ACI is not paying dividends NAFHOLD.
Okay.
Yes, it's not paying dividends NAFHOLD, and as a result,
so was NAFHOLD expecting to be paid dividends?
Any investment expecting dividends.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but in the case of ACI was truly a capital appreciation. If you need you have to sell. So you have to look into the realities. I mean, the chairman was also getting older, and he was
the chairman. That is Reverend
from other year, right? Yes, and the instabilities of NAFCOC and NAFHOLD, it was becoming unbearable even to other staff. Yeah, we have to high security at the door to avoid being disturbed. It was a bit of a threat in a way, because when I was there, I could feel this tension myself as an employee. So,
And what is the cause of all of these tensions? I think this is going to bring us to the point that is it even advisable in future to give shareholding to a broad structure like NAFCOC? Because certainly for NAFCOC, this broad structure, it didn't work. It was just chaos, as it is today, still very much chaotic. Maybe take us through as to what was the cause of the tensions. Did people believe that Michael Leaf and Joshua Mane, they were stealing money? What was happening?
Okay. I want to give a typical example of this bottle. You know, this is somebody selling this bottle.
Yeah.
Right? This person is a businessman. That was the core people they were looking for in NAFCOC. Business people.
Business people.
Yes. Unfortunately, there are people that don't know, that are not in business, that infiltrated NAFCOC.
Oh.
And those people, they saw NAFHOLD as an opportunity to grab money quick and run.
Okay.
So now when there was not happening, and there was court fights and those kind of things and consultation, they didn't understand that the financials. I mean, we present financial to in every AGM that here's the dividend audit seated from other investment like Malela and T. But enough ACI, the dividends were not coming through from ACI. So
but the dividends were coming through from other investments like Otingo. Otingo again unpacked. Otingo was a
lottery.
A lotto license holder at the time. Okay.
Just to be frank with you, the existence of NAFHOLD caused the genuine people to be tainted as squanderers and as looters, because not everyone in NAFCOC is a looter. It's very sad because right now NAFCOC has been beaten up in the media with this bunch of crews, bunch of useless people. I'm very unhappy with the fact that the brand that I really love, which is NAFCOC, that if it was a political party, I was going to vote for it. Because there are people that are genuine in NAFCOC. I mean, the likes of Honorable Matheson, the like of Patrice Mutsipe, the likes of Joe Tlongwane, those are the honorable people. So,
then who were these chancers? Maybe you're gonna take us through
No,
the chancers who messed it up, who messed this beautiful organization up.
The reality is, we don't want. I'm not in the business of, taking the heel of NAFCOC further, because I'm trying to be diplomatic, because I love the organization today. So people post Tlongwane. I don't know what they're doing even today. I don't know that. I don't mention names. So I just want to say that my belief in Tlongwane.
Well, I can mention names. If you are scared to mention names, I can actually. So one of the biggest NAFCOC went through turmoil during the presidency of Mavundla.
9 years.
Sorry?
9 years.
9 years. And also during the president, there was also a Mtetwa lady.
Yes, about
what's her name?
Buhle
Mtetwa.
Yes.
Take us through that. I've mentioned names, not so you'll be protected. Take us through that presidency and what was the cause of the tensions and the chaos? What was happening? Because
this is the hard truth. People didn't understand financial statements. That is the bottom line.
And Mavundla used to sell
as a hawker.
He used to be a hawker, selling the streets.
He probably still a hawker. So if you understood the financial statement, you understand that what is happening in NAFHOLD. I mean, Deloitte is one of the reputable auditing firm was issuing unqualified audit report every year.
Every year.
Yes.
So I can just say there that Minister Stella Ndabeni, Minister of Small Business, please make sure that all hawkers in the country, informal traders, they are taking through financial statement understanding training.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So they didn't understand financial statements, and it was sad because we've been putting hours as a finance manager, putting hours and hours compiling those financial statements, complying with the Deloitte requirements. It's not.
And Deloitte is a highly respected global organization.
Yes. So as I said, the capital accreditation by CI, they didn't understand that part. They just saw the assets worth 1.2 billion. Now which means there's 1.2 in the bank. It's on paper. It's not in the bank yet.
It's paper money.
It's the paper money. You're worth 1.2 billion. It's like you say Elon worth 1 trillion. It doesn't necessarily have 1 trillion in the bank. No.
So are you saying to me that NAFCOC people at the time, so-called business people and businesswomen, did not understand the difference between real money, which is cash in the bank, and paper money?
They didn't understand that part. I'm telling you, that is the bottom line. And sometimes I think the formation of NAFHOLD was the real source of the demise of the relevance of NAFCOC, because the real people are not after money. The likes of Dr. Mtsonyane, he was not after money. He was after each of the people.
Interest, yes.
And as part of the liberation and also having black people to access credit by formation of
African Bank.
That was the whole purpose. I mean, people are not getting credit in the normal banking systems. African Bank was to build that. And right now, African Bank probably in the near future to build an IPO. It should be a NAFCOC beneficiation kind of a setup. Because the IPO when happens, I was reading last night in the media that there will be an IPO by African Bank. That was formatted by Dr. Mtsonyane. So those are the...
I remember very well the story.
Yes.
Of going to each and every South African household. It was paying R1 or 10 rand back in the days.
Yeah, the power of numbers.
Exactly, the power of numbers, and then they were able to raise, was it 1 million rand one time?
1 million rand, yes.
Then they could start the bank.
Yeah,
it is one of the most powerful black business story.
Yes.
The formation of African Bank. Yeah.
Yes, and there's even now there are people that of high caliber, like Matheson. I mean, I went to his farm in Randfontein. It's a solid businessman. The likes of Tromani is a solid business, was a businessman on his own right. So the people that came in saw an opportunity in NAFHOLD. They were not real business people.
And the question is, they came in, how did they rise through the ranks all the way to presidency?
Yes.
If someone is crooked, if someone is dodgy, surely the organization must have, controls to make sure that dodgy people do not rise after through the ranks.
Honestly speaking, the internal affairs of NAFCOC as a chamber, I was not there. Maybe CEO should answer that question by then of NAFCOC. But I was in investment arm, but we got imposed. This is the president. He asked yourself, now you're attending representing NIT as a president. So you ask yourself how this person get voted into position of presidency. And you as investment arm, they change based on who won in a conference.
Okay.
And then now you have to kind of be part of issue the Asian pack, including those people that were voted in. So the reality is, I don't think there were controls in place to let the people, and maybe popularity was a key thing.
So is it more like the ANC? You can buy votes, and as long as you have money.
It could degenerate to that level. But I don't think just popular. If you're popular, then you be there. I mean, the likes of Patrice Motsepe, I think he ended his task properly, and the likes of Matheson and Tsogo Sun, he ended his task, because if you think about what Tsogo Sun might did, even today I don't know the answer to this question. What they did was genuine benevolent to the NAFCOC people, because in reality they could have easily taken the Tsogo and for themselves, right? And I mean, most of the people they actually did that. They actually have the B school for sudden now belong to them.
But they did not do that.
They
instead invested money back into NAFCOC for NAFCOC to survive and be sustainable.
Yes. I also want to give credit to the Tsogo family. They put real money into NAFHOLD's formation. When NAFHOLD was started, Mikey presented the idea that this was going to be needed. This needed the furniture, the office, and those kind of things needed to be bought, and then the salaries and the legal fees that related to structuring the deals and stuff like that. But Kholofelo family did come to the party and invested enough for cash. They wrote a check. And Mike Leaf, I'm put on record, Mike Leaf and someone put their own money into NAFHOLD.
How much?
It just
initially as initial investments, and then eventually what kind of shareholding they held, and how much of NAFHOLD belonged to, because I think people must be very clear that NAFHOLD, that there were a number of shareholders at NAFHOLD. It wasn't just Michael Leaf as well as Josh Roman.
No. In terms of NAF, the major shareholder is NIT. You know,
NIT is
NAFCOC Investment Trust.
NAFCOC Investment Trust.
Yes.
Okay.
And there were also a sectoral organizations like the provincial structures where we're having some shares. Also, Ndlovu had some direction because of putting money. Just I can't recall the percentage, but it was not major. It wasn't major shareholder. And Mr. Leaf had put in money, and there were some minute, very. But as time goes on, even 1% of big number is something.
Yeah, something.
What they could pay out based. They couldn't. And this is what I'm saying. I mean, people who had questions like that, whether who put in the money, they could have easily went to request the information from the auditor. I'm sure they were the financials team. They didn't understand the financials. What composes? There's a note in the financials, note 7. Who put in the money is an investment in NAFHOLD cash. He was there. I was the auditor. You know.
Now you say that the shares were worth 1.2 billion rand. And where is this 1.2 billion rand now? And how was it distributed?
The 1.2 billion is part of the share buyback from ACI. The payout of ACI, we did what we call a share buyback. All the sectoral bodies of NAFCOC, NIT, and the provincial structure, some of it, yes. So they were distributed to their members. So the president of each sector, they presented the list and they have to sign. I can vet the list. And then
is it true that people presented the list of their friends?
We cannot say they did that because how you corroborate it. So, but we did.
That the true members of NAFCOC did not get the money.
The truth.
That's one of the allegations.
The sense of the matter is we did the bet and balance. I mean, we had instances where you see this person is young, and we had a cutoff, and that cutoff period, there was not even be less than 36 years old and become a member of NAFCOC at any given time. No way. Because we're looking at the genuine people.
People who've been there for years,
yes,
running businesses, struggling as ordinary NAFCOC members.
That's one of the control mechanism that when you do the ID check, you can tell this is no way, probably a legitimate or a person is invalid, so they're thrown away. If you can see the files of people that have been disqualified, it's actually scary. Yeah, so we did our best. I start to put myself as a finance manager. I want to put on the record that we did our best, and what you're saying is inherent. Could be possibly people that are not union members in, but I don't think we're more than we took a lot out, and people are not happy.
So how much was distributed to members versus what was distributed to shareholders or leaders? I think because as NAFCOC is a member-based organization, it's supposed to empower members rather than empower leaders. So if you could maybe do a split, how much went to members and how much went to leaders?
Okay. The 1.2 billion was, as indicated, was 500 billion in preference shares. That preference shares other crew got it. It was eventually part of the Galega deal. The Galega deal. So the 500 million, what you did, I don't know what happened. They know better what happened to it because it was part of the Galega deal. That Silver Vanity was now a picture, now they kind of put the Galega thing.
Oh, there's Silver Vanity as well. That's another NAFCOC investment arm.
No, I don't know Silver Vanity. It was part of the Galega deal post my time because in only disputed that then one NAFHOLD one now. So now there was a vesting period of, I think, 7 years, so that they can pay out those preference dividends out. In some of the people, they could even wait all 7 years, because black people are hungry, which is sad. So the vesting period for those preferences to vest and get paid out a good money, people want that eventually the DADD or the asset stock kind of a thing. So the details are true.
So 500 million rand resulted in the formation of the Gallagher transaction,
Yes.
which is then a structure was formed called Silver Vanity.
Yes.
That structure now operates the Pan-African Parliament, which is then rendered out, and that's how currently NAFCOC through Silver Vanity makes money.
Yes.
Is that a good summary?
That is a good summary. But if you do your check currently, because now we got AI, we got Google, you can tell, you see the admin story, what happened to Silver Vanity now. Gallagher deal there. It's hectic. But I don't want to talk about that because I'm not yet so negative thing about that. But what I do know is that the 700 million.
Then we are left with 750 million.
Yes.
Was that cash in the bank?
Definitely cash in the bank.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about how that 750 million was distributed.
Yeah. So remember, when there's cash in the bank, the shareholders must get. So a share buyback transaction, the all people that are shareholders will get. Okay. So I also need to mention one of the critical component that people didn't understand financials back then was that as part of trying to fund NAFCOC before the sale of Tsogo, we had to get sort of the funding, and the NAFCOC, the funding from a company called Makaladi, or tune about 200, I'm not close, I'm about 100 million, some of that, to fund the operations. That is more like a loan kind of a.
So you borrowed money to fund that corporations.
Yeah, to fund, because there's no money coming. Jingo is gone, and the Pumela is gone, and then now we have an asset that doesn't dividend.
But why were you losing all of this, investments?
No.
Did they come to an end with the lotto license?
The lotto license expired. We did our best to try to be part of the new lottery. The Ituba got it. So as a result,
I remember, because the NAFCOC consortium, they were number 3.
Yes,
they were called Mzansi Games and
Mzansi Games. Yes.
So they lost out on. It was right on top. Ituba number 2. Was it Gidani? What was
Gidani? I think Gidani. Yeah.
It was number 2. It was Gidani.
Keep the
they were trying to keep, and then the NAFCOC consortium. For those who do not know, the NAFCOC consortium, they got number 3. Yeah. So you've been trying to
keep it going.
To keep it going. Yeah.
I think that thing it paralyzed the cash flow in a way, because the dividends from Tibo were coming. And so that even to extent that the conferences were running, and people, they don't want to talk about the scripting. Cars were bought to all the sectors. They're in the Emperor's Palace. So we bought the Toyota buckets that were kept to 15 structures, and to operate and to run the offices. And the president of NAFCOC was bought him a R1 million Mercedes Benz. So people don't want to talk about.
What's that? Was that an S600?
S600, yes. So
was this Mavundla?
Yes, Mavundla, yes.
I remember that he used to drive an S600 Mercedes Benz.
Yes. I don't know the car because I've learned to trust. So, and people must also not forget that the conference were run. There was the one in Emperor's Palace, the one in Durban, then 54th, I think. And those were costing it serious monies. And people must also forget that prior to finalizing of this deal, the NAFCOC salaries had to be paid. As a politician, I used to work for NAFCOC. We had to pay your salary.
Yes.
Yes, and NAFCOC.
For your information, people, I used to work for NAFCOC. Let me do the declarations.
So-
Just the disclaimer there.
Yes. So people's salaries, the demand from NAFCOC was non-stopping in terms of like the need for money. So you think about the operational salaries, the conferences, funding the sectors, funding the provincial sectors. The sectors before the deal was concluded, they were actually given them tranches of a tune of 350 almost every
350 million.
thousand.
Or 350,000. Yeah.
Yes. So that Makalani money was actually to run the sector and also to run NAFCOC as a whole. But the thing is, when we borrowed money, there's an interest component, you know.
And you must pay it back.
We must pay back. So I think plus or minus 200 something million was said to pay back to Makalani
Makalan.
in total. So it's already taken off the to 500 million that was actually available to distribute to the shareholders. But the Makalani money was purely to run NAFCOC and then to run the sectors. So they were coming to request money and they had to vet the process. So in fact, people they benefited the sectors and provincial sectors and other, they were getting money to run the operations. But they were running a tight leash. I must give credit to my team because before a check was cut out, signed by Mr. Klongwane and Mike, I had to vet those.
Is that why maybe you think Michael Leaf is hated so much by NAFCOC?
Yes,
he was so strict with money.
Mike Leaf doesn't play with money. He's very, very meticulous.
He respects money.
He respects money and money respects it.
And you respect.
Money respects it.
Or money respects you.
So
How much Michael Leaf is he worth now?
I won't tell. I don't.
He will, but he's worth quite a bit.
Yeah, it's got a quite a lot. Yeah, yes, definitely. So
was NAFHOLD, the NAFHOLD transaction very good to him?
I believe so. I believe so, and to the shareholders as a whole.
All shareholders?
Yeah. So
Including Reverend Joshua Mad.
100%. That's good. But you see, even Global family.
The Love family.
Yes, they got their fair share.
What about you? Did you get? Did you also make your millions from NAFHOLD?
To be honest, I'm one of the people that got a severance pay.
Oh, is that it?
That is it. No, because I was employee, not a member.
Oh, you are not a shareholder.
No, it's not a shareholder.
A lot of people think that you were given multi-millions as well.
No, I was employee. Got paid severance. I wish I had because I was hoping that was gonna happen.
You know, a lot of people who know me that I was once at NAFCOC, they also think that I got my millions. I did not.
I did not get it.
I can declare now to say that I did not get millions from NAFCOC.
No, I did not. It's just okay, fine. Say it because I could see the caliber of people that are getting money. They don't have financial literacy, and you see people who got paid out buying cars. Upload. I think they must just go to upload. Some of those people get them.
Or NAFCOC, you heard that NAFCOC members must go to upload.
They'll get paid something. We're supposed to learn financial literacy. I mean, even a person, if you get less than the lowest, so about 36,000, to a person who never got 36,000, that's a lot of money. You can easily start a scholarship. So the reality is the money, people got their money through their structures. And then the list was submitted to us through their structures, and we got paid out. And I'm happy to say the late Dr. Mzonyan was also paid out. And Achingwanini was also paid out. And
are you at liberty to divulge how much they were paid out? It's in the millions or hundreds of thousands?
Yes, millions. Yeah.
It's millions.
It's millions, definitely.
Indeed, NAFCOC stalwart, they were
The stalwarts, they
rewarded
handsomely, and
for all their hard work in building this organization.
Mr. Medisha Northwest and the late Mount Kize, they got paid out. And NAFHOLD was very, very strict in terms of being those. If your membership was not up to date, it was not going to get.
Okay.
So in some instances, I said, okay, fine, people are not memberships on up to date. And then we had to deduct a membership of 2.5, and the money was paid at NIT. So those are the things that we did. Some people, they never send applications. I mean, we're expecting some key people to send application. And if you didn't send application, it's either you're not a member of NAFCOC or you are not interested anymore. And you can't force you to come and send your application. And Bukham Trot was paid.
Yeah.
So cause some people, they didn't even send application. You have to sign that this is a proper document because there's tax implication. Yeah, so because STC credits were utilized against the payout. So for us,
does NAFCOC still have millionaires? As we draw to a close of this conversation, it does sound to me that we need to have a part 2 of this conversation. There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Because for me, I do think that the NAFCOC story, if you look at the mistakes that were committed, are mistakes that should never be repeated in history. I mean, in the coming generations. As black business, it's something that must never ever be repeated. But anyway, to answer my question, do you still have NAFCOC multimillionaires in the country today? Except Michael Leaf and Joshua Mane?
Well, I can tell
Is Mavunda, for instance, still a multimillionaire?
I don't know. I can tell you now that I spoke to the likes of Mbowani. He did something with this money, Because remember, as your capital says, the money capital. The how you make money depends what's going to order in a little bit. If you see money as capital, you're about to succeed. But if you see money as cash, then you're going to finish it.
So many people see money as cash, they don't see it as capital.
Yes.
That they can build for generations to come.
No, they see it as cash. And sure as cash, we're going to go through your P&L, that's it, gone. Cars, and necessary clothes and, unnecessary expenses. So there are people who did well. I must give credit to, the people in the Northwest. They did well. Like the Modisas. And I remember at some point in time, the late Charlie Moahi even invited me to their guest house in Northwest. That they used the money to do something. Those are the genuine people who see money as capital. Like people who see money as cash, they bought cars. Right now, the cars are on the bricks. Most of them.
My word. Cars on the bricks. Mr. Mbowani, knowing what you know today, as we conclude, do you think that NAFCOC should have been given shares by HCR?
Well, the reality is the SPV had to be done, and so that
Special purpose vehicle,
yes, to manage the entire distribution. So, and if you look into the lobby group, in the FABCOs, in NC, they had a special SPV, Chancellor's House, to house all of these investments and buildings and that. So it was the same thing that NAFCOC had to do, have a special purpose vehicle. Then I remember NAFCOC is an MPO, so we had to be a profit generating
commercial company.
Yes, it comes to house these profitable transactions. That was one way, because you can't host a profitable thing into NPO, be like really to with tax and sums. So it was a good thing, but it's just that infiltration by program already just junior cases people are so fortunate to be in overnight. Without investing, just present application and they get vetted by their president and we pay. Yeah, but it was gonna be case if NAFCOC had to distribute directly to the people, because it was gonna be difficult to manage the process basically. Yeah.
Your last word to NAFCOC. NAFCOC, I know that is still very close to your heart. A lot of people still want to see NAFCOC succeeding into the future. What is your last word?
I still believe in NAFCOC. I mean, as I said, if NAFCOC wasn't a political party, I still vote for it. I still believe that NAFCOC has a voice because there are a lot of things that affected black people. And then there's no platform that, is actually communicating their behalf. I mean, you could see what's happening in Johannesburg, actually Johannesburg. Basically, in simple terms, the workers are gonna be jobless. So the lacks of, I'm calling out to Mabunja and other people to voice out these things. So we move our people in the Johannesburg, go to Victoria, and then there's a lot of people. The statistics says for every person any income, they're supposed to 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Yeah, so is because NAFCOC is still relevant, and maybe the good thing is that NAFHOLD, as it's still registered now, maybe the real NAFCOC people emerge and as that job for the people, and also I believe that the real people of NAFCOC must come and be part of the IPO of African development.
African Bank.
Yes, those are the real. I mean, we better said like Tonyani, the dates, and have been when this thing happens, and NAFCOC, real NAFCOC people benefit from this IPO.
Yeah.
So we must not exclude these people who sacrifice. Not believe in NAFCOC day in day out.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Mbowani.
Thank you.
It was great to have you. And that's a good note to leave it, my good people. Are you a NAFCOC person? Are you a NAFCOC millionaire? NAFCOC has been good to you. We'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to profile NAFCOC millionaires. We'd love to profile people who are doing great things out there, who are still flying the NAFCOC flag very, very high. And until the next time, cheers.